Go ahead and find whatever is a comfortable enough seated position for you. Make any little adjustments you need. Feel free to use any props to make your seat more comfortable. Let your legs and seat be heavy. Let your spine grow tall from the base of the tailbone up to the base of the skull. Ears stacking over shoulders, stacking over hips. Face and eyes relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Two more breaths just like that. And then we'll do one Om together. Inhale. Now allow your awareness to come to your breathing. Start to feel your breath in your body. And notice where and how you feel the breath moving. Feel it around the nostrils, in the throat, in the chest or belly. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just an act of observation, of witnessing. And by observing and witnessing, we engage in presence. So much of our lives involve needing to do or be something or somewhere. So for the next hour, right here with your breath is the only place you need to be. If you would like, from here and now, to take a moment for offering or intention or personal prayer, go ahead. And we'll begin seated. So if you need to make an adjustment to your seat, by all means, go ahead. And then once again, let your legs and seat get heavy, get relaxed. Spine tall, deep breath in. On the exhale, let's drop the chin towards the chest without rounding through the upper back, allowing the shoulder blades to be heavy, eyes, jaw, tongue to be heavy. And notice your breathing here. Does this change in the body's position change your experience of the breath? And you could stay just like this if this stretch into the back of the neck and maybe even into the upper back is exactly what you need right now. Or if you would like, you could start to move your head, rolling one ear to the same side shoulder, and then over to the other side, keeping both shoulders relaxed. The pace, range, and direction of this movement are completely up to you. And take about 2 more breaths here. And then let's bring the head back up over the shoulders, and then we'll move at the other end of the spine. So start to move in some upper body circles. Again, the pace, direction, and range are completely up to you. Sometimes when you encounter a bit of a tight place, it feels nice just to pause there and take a deep breath. Give it some time. Sometimes around those tight places, what feels good is to kind of move back and forth over and around it. We'll take about 2 more breaths here. And then once again, come back up through center, ears over shoulders, over hips. Let's inhale, lift the arms up tall. Exhale, let your right hand come down beside you. Bend the elbow, drop the shoulder, and reach with the left arm over towards the right. If that troubles your shoulder, you can let your left hand come down. And then you could let this be a static stretch from your left sitting bone all the way through your left fingers. Or you could start to bring some movement, folding the chest forward, and then opening. You can move your arm however you like. Your left arm, right arm stays strong and steady as part of your foundation. And then let's bring both hands down, walk them in front of you, not very far forward. Tuck your chin and round your upper back. Breathe here. And then walk the left hand over to your left side, bend the elbow, drop the shoulder, and sweep the right arm up overhead or to whatever position feels okay for you. And again, this could be a static stretch, or it could involve some movement. And then we'll come back up through center, this time lifting the arms up overhead. And exhale, let your hands come down either beside or behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. Breathe here. And release. We'll move into a twist to the right. So your right hand could be beside or behind you, left hand in front or across. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to twist. Now most of the twist is going to happen in the neck and upper, maybe mid back. You think about the lower back being our foundation. And then we'll come back through center and go around to the left. Left hand beside or behind, right hand in front or across. Inhaling tall and exhaling twist. And on an inhale, we'll release and come on to hands and knees. Ditch any furry friends out of the way as needed. We'll take just a couple cat-cow to orient ourselves here. Exhaling into the cat, arching the back. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And then let's find a neutral spine and break down the cat-cow a little bit. Now, if this troubles your wrists at all, you could come on your knuckles. You could also walk your hands a little bit further forward to decrease the angle of flexion in the wrist. So pull your ears up in line with your shoulders and then begin to engage the muscles on the back of your neck to pull your chin forward, maybe up a little bit, lifting the gaze. And then tuck the chin down towards the chest. Now we're keeping our shoulders steady here. Keep going, inhaling to look up. And exhaling to tuck the chin. The movement is just in the head. Get a steady downward pressure in the hands. And then let your neck come to a neutral position. Now we'll work with the mid-back. So from your shoulders to almost to the top of your lower back. And we'll work on just arching and rounding there. So try not to let your tailbone move, but on your inhale, your shoulder blades squeeze together. On your exhale, your shoulder blades move apart. We engage the belly a little bit. Keep going, just exploring. Inhaling, shoulders together. Exhaling, shoulder blades apart. So your arch and round may not be as noticeable as when we do the full cat-cow. You might notice your abdominals working a little bit more in this part of cat-cow. And then let that go, find neutral neck and mid-back, and now we'll move just the lumbar spine. So think about tailbone lifts, tailbone tucks, trying not to move through your torso, your shoulders, or your neck. On the exhale, the tailbone tucks. On the inhale, the tailbone lifts. Lower abdominals engage on the exhale and stretch on the inhale. And then let's put all three together again. So inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, push the mat away, tuck the chin. Take a couple more rounds with your breath. And then let that go. Take your knees wide and sink back to extended child's pose. Take your knees as wide as you like. If you don't care so much for the deep extended child's pose, you could take it with the knees together and further back and the hips lifted with the torso coming forward and down. If all of that weight bearing on the hands makes you want to stretch through the wrists, feel free to do so. You can turn your palms up and start to move through your wrists and fingers here. This is the first time we've been here in our practice today, so how does your breath feel here in the child's pose? And then let's find our way onto the belly. Your choice. You could work in a breathing baby cobra with the legs close and hands under the shoulders, inhaling to lift up, exhaling to lower down. If you'd prefer, you could take the Sphinx with the legs a bit further apart and then the elbows underneath the shoulders with the forearms on the mat. Either way, you could bring as much or as little movement as you like. That movement could be a little twisting through the shoulders and torso and head. That movement might be just your belly moving with your breath. Let's take one more deep breath in here. And exhale, release. We'll press back. I'm going to come in down dog. You could join me, or you could take a cat-cow or child's pose. If you're with me in downward facing dog, you could start to maybe pedal your feet. You could experiment with bending and straightening your knees, alternating or both at the same time. Maybe finding some length through the torso. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Taking your time, let's come to a standing forward fold. This can take as many steps as you like. Feel free to use a piece of furniture to help you get there. Your forward fold could have your upper body hanging. You could clasp your elbows. You could have elbows on knees, or even hands at a waist-high surface if that would feel better for your low back. As long as the retinas are healthy, maybe let the head go. And then let's bring hands to bent knees, straighten the arms, coming halfway up. And then push into the feet, reach forward, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Feel your feet pressing down, kneecaps lifting up, belly lifting up, base of the skull lifting up, shoulders relaxed. And feel your breath here. Maybe you feel the movement of your chest behind your thumbs. Maybe you feel some expansion and contraction in your rib cage. Let's do a little side bending. So inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, exhale, turn the palms up. Now, if this does not work for your wrists, feel free to take your hands to a strap. We'll inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, bend to your right. Keep the tailbone almost tucked, not quite tucked, but not sticking out. Shoulder blades pull away from the ears. You might shift your weight a little more into your left foot. Feel your breath here. Now on an exhale, engage your left obliques, your left waist to pull you back up through center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale over to your left. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Weight might shift a little more towards your right foot. On an exhale, use your right waist to pull you back up through center and release the arms down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, finding whatever your Uttanasana may look like here and now. With an exhale, can you let your torso and head get any heavier? Let's bend the knees and place the hands on the mat. Step the left foot back. Find a low lunge. The left knee is down. Feel free to pad that left knee with a blanket or pillow. Feel free to bring your hands or the floor up to meet your hands with blocks. And your hands can flank or come inside your front foot, whichever feels best for you. Let's untuck the back toes. Pull the shoulders back and the chest forward. You can also think about engaging the shoulder blades towards the spine just a little bit. And then you might move the head. You might move in your jaw. And from here, we'll move into a twist to the right. You have a couple options. You can stay low with your left hand or forearm on the mat, and you could lift and move through the right arm. If you want to work a little more on strengthening, you might curl the back toes back under and come upright with the right hand at low back, left hand outside the front knee. Either option is fine. In either option, when we inhale, the spine lengthens. When we exhale, the spine twists. And if you're down low, bring any movement you like. And let's unwind. Bring both hands down. Step back through to hands and knees and into an extended child's pose again. Anything you like with the hands, palms down, palms up. You could stretch in the triceps by bringing palms together and thumbs to the back of the neck. Maybe exhale out the mouth here. And then let's come forward onto the belly. Again, your choice. You could work in a breathing baby cobra, or you could come on the forearms for the Sphinx. We'll take a couple breaths here. This could be static or involve some movement. It's up to you. How do you feel your breath in this pose? Where do you feel it? On an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release and press back. Downward facing dog or cat-cow or child's pose. If you're in down dog, think about your armpits facing one another and letting your hips move back and up, finding a little bit of that lift in the tailbone. You could experiment with lifting and lowering your tailbone here, finding just that lumbar flexion and extension. Maybe exhaling out the mouth here. And then you can join me in coming through hands and knees, or you could step your left foot all the way front. We'll meet with the right knee down and the left foot forward. Again, use any tools you like, make any adjustments you like to make the low lunge work for you here. Shoulders pull back, chest pulls forward. You might find a little of that upper back engagement, shoulder blades towards the spine. See if you can take a deep breath into your low belly and exhale out the mouth. Then twisting to the left, same set of options, right hand or forearm down, left arm lifting and moving, or if you'd prefer to work upright, a little more strengthening and balance, you would bring left hand low back, right hand outside the front knee. You could experiment with having your left toes untucked or tucked under. It may change the sensation in your knee. It may change your balance. So wherever you are, inhale tall, and exhale, twist. And on an inhale, unwind. Both hands come back down, both knees come back down. Sink back, extended child's pose. You might rock a little bit side to side here. You might roll across your forehead. And again, anything you like with the arms and hands. And then let's come back up to hands and knees. Again, adjust the placement of your hands if this bothers your wrists. You could be on the knuckles, you could have some padding underneath your wrists, or your hands could be further forward. So before we worked on flexion and extension, isolating the three parts of the spine. So now we'll work on rotation. We'll do 2 out of the 3 parts. So, starting with the head and neck, pull your ears up in line with your shoulders. Pull the base of the skull away from your shoulders. And pull your shoulders away from your ears. Armpits face in. Now, just moving your head, take your gaze and chin to the right. And then down through center. Don't let your chin move forward. And gaze and chin to the left. Keep going. Just your head is moving. Rotation in the cervical spine. Now this is a little harder than when we're sitting upright because we're working against gravity a bit here. So we're strengthening some of these muscles on the back of the neck. All right, come back through center. Now we'll work in the thoracic spine. So bring your left hand up to the back of your head. Shoulders pull away from the ears and pull the back of your head up to meet your left fingertips. Inhale, pull that left elbow, left armpit up and open. Exhale, pull that left elbow back to parallel with the floor. Hips are not moving. We're just inhaling, opening through the chest, twisting in the thoracic spine. Exhale, back parallel to the floor. We'll just do one more of these and then 3 on the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back parallel. Let that left hand come down. If you want to shake out your wrists a little bit, go ahead. And then we'll do the other side. So, place both hands down, shoulders pull back, head pulling up so the ears are in line with the shoulders. Right hand to the back of the right head, just resting the fingertips on the back of the head, and then pull your head up to meet your hands. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up. Exhale, back parallel to the floor. 2 more, inhale, open up. Exhale, parallel to the floor. Just twisting in the torso, not the hips. Inhale, up. Exhale, back parallel to the floor. Let that go. Take a child's pose. Looks so simple, but that can be extremely challenging. Isolating the twist into the thoracic spine, working against gravity. It's challenging, but it's great for these postural muscles. So here in child's pose, let the previous poses go. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. 2 more breaths here. As you're ready, we'll come forward onto the belly once more. Let's work in the locust pose. So chin comes onto the mat and the arms extend back alongside the body with the palms facing up. I like to kind of wiggle my knees away from my hips. So legs reach long. Exhale fully. On an inhale, lift just your head from the base of your skull, lifting up, and then exhale, lower down. And then inhale, lift your head, shoulders and arms, reach your fingers back, and exhale, lower back down. You could do just the head or the head and the torso, or inhale, lift everything up. Head, shoulders, arms, toes. Let's stay here, whatever you're working with lifting, and breathe. We're not letting the chin jut forward here. Base of the skull is still pulling away from the shoulders. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. You could move into downward facing dog, or child's pose, or you could do a cat-cow. Wherever you are, you may wish to shake your head out or turn your head side to side. Taking your time. Let's come back into a standing forward fold, whatever that may look like for you. right now. It may be different than the first couple that we did. Bring your awareness down to your feet. Notice whether you're pressing more into one foot than the other. If your weight is more towards the toes or towards the heels. Just observing. Let's bring hands to bent knees and then straighten the arms to come halfway up. And then as you're ready, push down through the feet, reach forward, reach up. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Feel your feet pressing down. Feel the front of your body engaging upward, back of your body engaging downward. Feel your breath here. Good. Let's work in one-legged standing balance. So if you like to stand next to a wall or a piece of furniture for a little balance assist, by all means, go ahead. We'll work in tree pose, Vrksasana. Left foot will be our first standing foot. I like to spread my toes wide. Give yourself an extra square inch to stand on. Push down through the left foot. Lift up on the left kneecap. And then the right toes could come to the mat, engaging the right outer hip to pull that right knee out. Or maybe you lift the right foot to the inner ankle or calf. Now, if your left hip is drifting outward, really push down through that left foot and engage your left glutes. Now, you could have one or both hands at the heart. If you would like to reach one or both arms up, you could do that. Ears are over shoulders, shoulders are over hips. Now feel your breath here. There can be a tendency to hold the breath when we're in a standing balance pose, or any time that we have to really concentrate. But I invite you to breathe instead. And then we'll release the arms, engage the belly as you release the right leg. You can shake that out a little bit, and then we'll move to the other side, standing on the right foot, maybe spreading those toes really wide. You could place your left toes on the mat, or bring the left foot to the ankle or calf. Really push down through the right foot. You could have one or both hands at heart center, shoulders down, belly lifts. You could lift one or both arms. You may or may not have the additional challenge of a hungry cat bumping up against your standing leg. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And then we'll let the hands come down. Use your belly as we release the left foot. You can shake all of that out. Let's find our way down to the mat. However you get there is fine. We'll stretch into the hamstrings a little bit. So starting with Janu Shirshasana, left leg comes long. Point the left toes up towards the ceiling and bring your right foot in anywhere along the inside of your left leg. You could certainly prop up that right knee with a pillow or block or something like that. Now when we fold forward, you have the choice. You could fold between your thighs or over your left leg. Maybe you experiment to see what feels like it's best for you today. Let's inhale tall, lift your ribs. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the sternum. Let the hands come down. Maybe you exhale out the mouth here. If you want to let your head go, do so by first tucking your chin in and down. On an inhale, we'll walk the hands in to lift the upper body, and then let's switch sides. So the right leg will come long. Left foot comes in. Right toes pointing towards the ceiling. Prop up your left knee as you like. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, lead with the sternum, hinge at the hips, and let the hands fall where they fall. Finding just a teeny bit of upper back engagement, shoulder blades moving in the direction of the spine, not a whole bunch, but just enough to keep from collapsing in the chest. And then once again, if you like, you could tuck your chin in towards your chest. You might exhale out the mouth here, letting that auditory feedback bring you back to your breath. Walking the hands in, we'll lift the upper body, and you can release both legs long first, little kneecap massage. Then bring the soles of your feet together, either arm's length in front of you for Tadasana or heels in close, Baddha Konasana, and feel free to bring some padding underneath your knees. Inhale tall, exhale lead with the sternum, hold. And inhale, coming up. For this, you may wish to turn sideways on your mat. We'll come into a wide-legged forward fold, Upanishta Konasana. So the distance between your legs is highly individual. So your legs may be slightly wider than a Paschimottanasana or seated forward fold. Your legs might be quite wide. A lot of it is just anatomical. People's femurs sit in their hip sockets differently. People's hip sockets are shaped differently. So find a place where you might get a little bit of a stretch in the inner thighs. Turn your toes up to the ceiling. You might engage your kneecaps, like pull your kneecaps towards your hips a little bit. And then you could stay upright with your hands back behind you, lifting the chest. Or, leading with the sternum, you could begin to fold forward any amount. Inhaling to lengthen. And if you're folding forward, exhaling to hinge. And then we'll walk the hands back in if you folded forward, or bring them in front of you if you've arched back. And then once more, let's bring the soles of the feet together. You can use your hands to bend your knees. Bring the soles of the feet touching. Again, how far your heels are from your body is completely up to you. It may be similar or different than the first time. Let's inhale tall and exhale fold. Release. You can bring your knees together and we'll work towards a boat pose. So heels on the mat, knees are bent. You can take your hands just behind your knees to your, see those are your lower thighs. Shoulders pull back and down, belly lifts in and up, sternum lifts up. Really engage your belly from your low belly all the way up to your sternum. Neck is long. And you may feel your abdominals working right here, and you stay right here. If you feel like your abdominals could use a little bit more work and it feels okay for you, maybe you come to your tiptoes and start to hinge back a little bit. So we start to come balancing sort of between your tailbone and your sitting bones. Belly scooping in and up, shoulders relaxed. Maybe you float one foot up and then the other. Maybe both feet hover, breathing. Deep inhale. Exhale, release the legs down and extend them long. And we'll move into Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Now you could, of course, pull your heels in and bend your knees a bit here. Inhaling the spine long. Exhaling, torso gets heavy. On an inhale, we'll walk the hands in and lift the upper body. Let's scoot the hips forward and come onto the back with bent knees. We'll prepare for bridge pose, so wiggle your shoulders down a bit. Place your feet firmly on the mat. And feel the big toe mounds pressing down, your heels pressing down, and your pinky toe mounds pressing down. So we're not going to let the feet roll in or out. We're not going to let our toes peel up. Arms come down the side. On an exhale, engage the glutes. Lift the hips up, back of the neck long. Think about there being a block in between your thighs, so the knees aren't falling out or in. Shoulder blades gently engaging towards the spine. Pressing into the feet. Deep inhale. Exhale, lift a little more. Deep inhale. On the exhale, lower, try one vertebra at a time, keeping the neck relaxed. And then once the hips touch, let's hug the knees in. You could rock a little bit side to side. You could take your knees out wide if you wanted to do the happy baby pose. And then we'll place the feet
flat again and prepare for a reclining twist. If there's any kind of discomfort in your low back, keep both feet on the mat. If you would like a deeper twist and your back feels okay, you could cross your right leg over your left any way you like. That could be right ankle to left knee, could be stacked knees, could be eagle legs. On an exhale, we'll let our legs go left and head turn right. Now you could rest your hands on your torso. You could extend your arms out to the side if you've got room. Or you could take your arms into the mudra of compassion, where the arms are bent at the elbows, like a cactus. Once you're in your twist, take a deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Feel your breathing here. Where do you feel the inhale? Where do you feel the exhale? On your next exhale, engage the belly button towards the spine. Bring your knees up through center. If you've crossed your legs, we'll switch so the left is on top. On an exhale, we'll let our legs go right and head turn left. Again, whatever works for you with the arms, as long as the shoulders can be relaxed. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. If you notice that you're gripping or bracing anywhere, see if that could soften with an exhale. If not, consider making a little bit of an adjustment to your legs, to your feet. On an exhale, engage the belly, come back up through center, uncross the legs if they're crossed, and maybe hug the knees in one more time. And take just a few breaths to do anything you need to prepare for Shavasana, whether that's taking the happy baby pose or getting a pillow or blanket to go underneath the knees or back of the head. Anything you need. And then as you're ready, come lying all the way back. Let your feet fall open. You could let your arms come down beside you, palms up, or you could let your hands rest on your torso. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And relax your feet. Relax your ankles, legs, hips and belly. Relax your lower back. Your middle back, your upper back and shoulder blades.
Relax the ribs and the spaces between them. Chest. Collarbones and shoulders. Arms. Wrists and hands. Relax the neck and throat. Jaw and tongue. Face, eyes, eyelids and eyebrows, and the space between the eyebrows. Relax the forehead and scalp. Leaving the body by itself to rest. Keeping the eyes closed. Begin to feel your breath in your body again. Maybe you take a deep breath in, exhale out the mouth. You might start to bring some movement to your fingers and toes. Maybe take a stretch. If you like, roll to one side. If you prefer to stay reclining to conclude your practice, that's okay. Otherwise, you can meet me seated, spine tall, ears over shoulders over hips. Feeling your breath in and out. regardless of the demands of a given day or hour or minute. It's always possible to cultivate presence within that. We always have our breath to help us remember. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering, and may we be receptive to the grace that surrounds us. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today and for taking time to take care of yourself. Om Shanti. Thank you. See you next time.